Right there guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, this is all going to be a favourite video to me. There's a few things that have been going on in the press, and there was an article that was put out there by Dunk yesterday in regards to Gestifute, and we've got the contract situations going on with three players at Liverpool, and I think there could be something in this plan that I've kind of theorised now, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you think on that. But before I get to that, just please, if you do like the video, give it a like. It does help the channel get out there a bit more. And again, as I've just mentioned, put a comment down below with your thoughts on what I'm about to cover. So, going into this back end of the season, the summer transfer window, Liverpool have three contracts that they need to sort out, I think. Or at least clarify the situation on where these players stand. We've got Trent, Van Dijk and Mo Salah will all be in the last years of their contract going into next season. So Trent, I think he'll get a new contract. I don't even need to say that. We should all expect him to be offered a new contract probably this season, before it even ends this season. Van Dijk as well, just been made captain. Seems to be coming back to the way he was playing prior his injury. Although, he's still not probably got that pace that he used to have, but he's tackling and he's commanding of the area, and the fact he's becoming such a good captain as well, in the short space of time, I think that they will offer him a new deal. The one that I don't know what's going to happen is Mo Salah. I've been under the impression that Mo Salah, this is his last year at the club. Saudi Arabia came calling, allegedly we rejected 150 million. Did they ever put that offer in? I don't know. He's already the highest paid player at the club. Is Liverpool under FSG going to offer a 31, 32-year-old even more money to stay at the club? I wouldn't think so. And is he going to agree to a contract on the same or less terms on a longer year deal? I wouldn't have thought so either, especially when he could go to Saudi Arabia and earn shitloads of money basically, yeah. We've had the David Ornstein article, or what an article, it was basically like a question and answer thing where someone asked him a question, what have you heard about Salah? And he basically said that he thinks that there's nothing on Salah as of yet, and that he thinks Salah would potentially stay in Europe and want to compete for the highest honours. Now, there probably is something in that, but you would think if he's going to stay in Europe that Liverpool would be the one that he stays at. There was obviously the meeting with PSG, there was rumours about him wanting to go to Barcelona. Well, not rumours. He did a bloody interview, didn't he? Basically hyping up how much he loved Real Madrid and Barcelona, but during COVID, but nothing ever materialised there. Real Madrid have already pulled back from wanting to sign Mbappe because of his age and how much he wants money-wise, and they want to focus on younger talent. So is that move dead there? Barcelona supposedly looking at Luis Diaz. So his options potentially for a move where he could earn a lot of money might be not as widespread as someone of Mo Salah's stature would have thought. So maybe Saudi Arabia would be the place he'd go. You've also got to remember as well, it's the culture over there as well. It's very similar to, it's a Muslim country. I'm sure he would love to go over to there and hype up the league and probably be one of the, I don't even know what to say, like one of the best players of the league and one of the most renowned worldwide names to go to that league. They're trying to build it up, and you do that by bringing and attracting talent, yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is, and to link this together, is over the past week or so, Liverpool have been linked with a number of players. Andre was one that seems to have stuck around, but then that seems to have died down a little bit. Potentially him going to Spurs or United or Arsenal or whatever, and then I'm sure Dunk wouldn't mind mentioning this. He's put a public article out there saying that Liverpool and Gestifute are back talking again. Now, Gestifute is an agency that Liverpool have got ties with. We've got players on their books, former players on their books, and a lot of players on there that we've been linked with in the past. So, Liverpool players they currently represent are Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, former Liverpool player Fabinho, and then players that we've been linked with heavily: Mateus Nunes, Manuel Ugarte, Vitinha, Antonio Silva, Ruben Neves, Pedro Neto, Altanore, and then João Neves is a new one that's just recently popped up as well. So, I think that, you know, Liverpool obviously plan ahead. They get things in motion. And, you know, we were known for doing that. So, I'm wondering here, guys, if are Liverpool going to sell Mo Salah for 100, 150 million, whatever? Make sure Van Dijk and Trent are signed up to new deals. And instead of signing a like-for-like replacement, they go and get a few of these players. You know, if we don't really need a like-for-like replacement, you know, in some respect, because we've already got, you know, Nunez, Diaz, Gakpo, Jota, Ben Doak, 5 players to pick, you know, to go across the 3. You know, Nunez is obviously going to go through the middle. Would Jota move over to the right and play on the right with Diaz on the left, or Gakpo on the right with Diaz on the left, or any sort of combination you can make there with Nunez through the middle? Could that work? Could these players step up and get a bit more goal return because they're not heavily reliant on Mo Salah having to, you know, win them and pull them out of the bag or whatever? You know, these players are going to have to step up and show they can be the Mo Salah replacement themselves. You know, and if we were to go out and sign another winger, as well as keeping these players as well, then that'll stifle Ben Doak's progression and his, you know, potential career at Liverpool. When's he going to get his game time as well? So I'm thinking again that, you know, Salah's going to become the next Felipe Coutinho. When we sold him, we went out and we signed a world-class goalkeeper and a world-class defender, and we, you know, it revolutionised the side. And is that what's going to happen now? You know, we've got Joel Matip's contract expiring at the end of the season. Do we go out and sign an Antonio Silva? I think he's got a rumoured release clause about £80 million, or is it £100 million? Do we go out and get a left back because Robertson's not getting any younger? Shimikas is not really performing to the standards that we thought he would do. Do we go get a Ryan Altenore from Wolves? The defensive midfielder situation. We've got Ender at the moment, who is a bit of hit and miss at the moment. Andre was the one that we were looking at potentially, but that seems to have died and gone down a little bit. It could still happen, who knows? So would João Neves be the one that we go for instead? A young defensive midfielder. Could he be the one that comes in to help out there? You know, we'd have João Neves, Stefan Bajcetic, who would also, you know, be a defensive midfielder potentially, and then Endo as just sort of like a backup that we could have. I would only see us going out there and signing another winger only if we went and sold Luis Diaz as well. If Luis Diaz and Mo Salah were both to leave in the summer, maybe then we go and sign someone like Pedro Neto from this agency. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be thinking, you know, I don't want to sell Salah. I hope Salah ends his career at Liverpool. But we all know that this is basically how FSG do work, you know. Sell to buy. And I don't know, guys. I just kind of get the feeling that even though we've revitalised the midfield a little bit, I still think there's holes in this team. And if we could go out and get over 100-odd million for Mo Salah, and I hate the fact that I'm going to say this, save on his wages. I'm not an accountant, I'm a football fan. And go out and get some young talent cheaper on less wage. It just sounds a very much FSG move for me. It really does, guys. But like I say, I hope Salah stays for the full season and we don't sell him. But anyway, let me know down below, guys, your comments on all this and your thoughts. Do you think that we'll get all 3 to sign new deals, Van Dijk, Trent, Salah? If we were to sell Salah, do you think we'd sign a like-for-like, or is it going to be a bit of a filling gaps in the team situation? Let me know down below, guys, what you think on all this, and I'll catch you in the next one.